Go.
Should all the movies be forgot and never brought to mind? Should all the movies be forgot? And welcome to Movie the Podcast. That's right, Movie the Podcast. It's 2023.
I like the ambition. Didn't quite land the ending.
No, I couldn't figure out how to rhyme with Design. So
this movie should have been forgotten.
Yeah, this movie is barely a film.
Real quick, I have to get this out of the way because it killed me when I read it. So yesterday, Analog Gogs texted me and Alec because he wanted to know if we wanted to come over to eat some soup. And
it was good soup, by the way. Y'all missed out.
And watch the movie. And Alex said, "I'm not coming over. I have to work. I already watched this abortion or that abortion."
No, that was correct.
Oh, that killed me. That was hilarious. I was like, well, I guess Alex didn't like the movie.
Well.
You know, he did say well a lot. So yeah, we watched Breakin 2, Electric Boogaloo, a title that has outlived the movie. Like, people love that.
We had a homegrown terrorist insurgency named after it.
I mean, do y'all remember, like, in like the fucking Epic Bacon early internet days, like Electric Boogaloo was like a punchline to like all over the place. Like,
it's a snow clone.
Yes. What?
A snow clone is a thing that we've all like collectively decided is a joke. Like, just everybody does that.
I've never heard that expression before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a joke. It was like, okay, like that, and that's all we had. Like, and then again, I'd say that the vast majority of people probably haven't seen this movie.
I use that joke a lot with them. This is my first time viewing this film. And, yeah, I wish I just known the joke.
Yeah.
My bad.
I remember watching.
In my defense, the rules were dance movies, and I would say this has more dancing than possibly any movie.
No, this movie is the danciest movie of all time. Like, move over Fame.
I remember watching the great Canon documentary. That's just so fucking great. I can't say enough good things about that Canon documentary. But they do have a segment on this movie, and the guy Ozone, I think it's Ozone. They were interviewing him, and he's like, yeah, we didn't know how to make a fucking movie. We were dancers. Like, they just gave us money. We're like, we'll make a movie. And we're like, all right. And you can tell, like, they just...
Well, this is the second one, so just imagine the first one.
Yeah.
Apparently they came out, like, 6 months apart.
Is that right?
Like, they made the first one, and they filmed and had the second one ready to go within, like, 6 months.
Well, the first one was, like, a certified smash hit. I think it made, like, $32 million on, like, $2 million or some shit.
This one made, like, 15 on 5, which...
Yeah.
Wow.
Back then, that's, like...
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. How did they spend $5 million on this in 1980, whatever?
They bought a real rec center and tore it down.
Well, they must have built that thing because that building cannot exist in Los Angeles. Right? We'll talk about it, right?
They spent all their money on a major domo costumes, or whatever these fucking things are called.
Yeah, just band. Was it? Who's the guy in charge? Drum major costumes and. Yeah. What did Sean already say? Ozone's crop tops, because you see his belly button the entire
tops.
Yeah, the crop top ratio in this movie is absurd.
More crop than top.
We're gonna have a lot to talk about with Breakin' 2.
Are we?
Electric. Oh yeah, I think so. But let's get into what we watched this week. I think everyone, I know for a fact, I think a bunch of us actually watched the movies this week. Shockingly enough. Sean, Dark Horse pick never goes first.
I watched a movie.
There you go. That's a lot for you.
Yeah, I know. And it was too much. Like, shan't do it again. I watched, I didn't watch the last episode of Chainsaw Man, so if anybody watched that, don't say what happened.
It's really good, I'll just say that.
I watched Bullet Train, which is a movie like normies love this week.
That's so weird you watched that. That's like, like, you texted me and you were talking about, I was like, of all the movies for you to pick to watch, like, I was like, that's an odd one.
Well, because, like, I heard it was really gory is what I heard. So I'm like, okay, maybe it'll be like a slapstick splatter comedy.
Well, it's directed by
okay,
the
I'll do that.
Deadpool guy, right? Like, I think.
So it's Deadpool 2? Did he do both of them? He's a
No, I
guy that
think
continues to make the world's okayest movies. Like, they have premises that I like, but he made Atomic Blonde also, which is a
Atomic
movie.
Blonde was okay.
It's fine.
Yeah, it was
this
okay.
movie aspires to be fine. I think it gets a lot of comparisons to, like, Guy Ritchie movies, but really what it is like a fucking, like, Dollar General version of Smoking Aces.
Which in and of itself isn't that great. The ending of that movie.
I'm on the hook for, like, everything
sucks.
but the ending in that movie, because I
ending
adore the movie.
Ruins that movie.
Yeah, it's a reverse miss.
Yeah.
But, like, it's this weird movie where they don't really make movies like this anymore, where it's like, it's a Japanese property, takes place exclusively in Japan, but, like, almost nobody in the movie is Japanese.
Oh, wait, so it's like this is based off something?
Yeah, it's based off a book and a manga.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yeah, it's based off of, like, a boring rich people book, and then, like, a troll book with pictures, and then this. But, like, it's really fucking long. It's like 2 hours and 9 minutes, and it has, like, more expository flashbacks than I think than any movie I've ever seen. To wit, there's a part where, like, in inanimate object throughout the film, you get to see the whole, it cuts to it, and it's like, it gets a title card, and then it shows the whole movie from its point of view, which would be clever if it wasn't an hour and 48 minutes into the movie.
Oh, God.
And it's also a movie where a white Russian is the head of the Yakuza, which would never happen. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just fucking ponderous. Like, it just goes on and on. And there's, like, shit.
Brad Pitt in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's fine. But he's doing, like, this, like, everything feels really dated. Like, he's doing this, like, self-help bit, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm going to this therapist, and, like, woosah, and, like, you know, positivity breeds positivity, and, like, you know, that kind of shit. But he's also a hitman.
Oh.
Aaron Taylor Johnson's, like, not bad.
Really?
Zazie Beetz pops up to say bitch, like, 1,000 times in 10 seconds. Like, she's got that, like, that fucking, Tarantino syndrome, where, like, every bit of her dialogue has the word bitch in it for whatever reason. It's like, it's staged okay, and it has, like, that cool bisexual lighting just because it takes place on a bullet train in Tokyo, and Michael Shannon's totally wasted in it, and Hiroyuki Sanada, who I think we talked about, like, last week, as a guy that's in a bunch of movies that I love. Or no, that was Will Young Lee, but this guy
Will Young Lee,
also, who is also in that Wolverine movie, I believe.
Yeah, he's also in he's in a movie we bring up all the time, Life. He was in that. He was the Japanese guy in that, and
yeah, he's a great actor in a fucking just movie. It's like I can see why people like it. Like, but I'm not one of them. It's just whatever. Alec.
I watched one movie and a couple of TV shows. The movie I watched is the new Netflix movie White Noise.
Oh, wow. You watched the Noah Baumbach movie.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I'm very interested in hearing your thoughts on this.
It's fucking weird, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
I didn't hate it. It's not like I didn't love it, but, like, it was definitely interesting, and it definitely kept my attention the whole time. I wasn't like glazed over just looking at my phone after like 10 minutes.
Well, that's an achievement for a Noah Baumbach movie.
Yeah, right.
Usually...
Maybe because there's a bunch of, like, important scenes that take place in a supermarket, and I was just looking at all the merchandising and stuff. But no, it's an interesting movie, and some stuff that Stacy read after it makes me. I don't know if it enhances it or makes it worse, but it's just like it's very interesting. I don't even know if I want to get into the plot too much. Like, basically what they give away in the trailer is, like, there's this family, and obviously, like, Adam Driver's the dad, Greta Gerwig is the mom, and it's like a mixed family of 4 kids. Like,
is Adam Driver like his Leo DiCaprio now? Like, is he just gonna be in all his movies?
He was in Marriage Story too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Adam Driver is so goddamn. He is so goddamn good in this movie. He's just so goddamn good. Period. If you would have told me that dude from Girls was going to turn into such a great actor, I'd be like, get the fuck out. He was so bad in that show.
See, I actually thought he was good in that show.
I thought he was the worst. I was like, why?
I
was like,
checked
why
out
did
after
they
season
even?
2 though. So
I was like, why did they bother casting this guy? They could have cast like a wet ham sandwich and got the same response. But I enjoyed it. Like I said, I didn't like love it.
yeah.
But I thought it was good. There's this mixed family, not like mixed race, but mixed. They have kids from other marriages, and then
blended
a kid
family. I think,
blended,
is that what it's called?
Like
blended,
a Brady
blended
bunch.
family. Yeah, they have kids from other marriages, then a kid or two together as well. He is like the world's foremost, or the United States is like foremost expert on Hitler.
Okay.
And he's like a college professor that gives classes on Hitler. And she's a stay-at-home mom, but she does teaches like yoga classes at night at like the local college. It's set in the 80s. It's a period piece, like the early 80s, maybe late 70s. There's no cell phones. There's none of that. But then there's like an industrial disaster. A train hits, or a semi-truck hits a train or releases like this crazy toxin. And it's kind of following them around for a while. They're trying to figure out how to get out, how to be safe. But really that all happens like in the first half, and then the whole accident goes away, and there's a whole second half of the movie that follows Adam Driver trying to like connect with his wife and stuff. I never saw Marriage Story, but I don't think it's similar to that. It's not like sappy. It's kind of weird. It's like everything about it is weird. Like, I don't know that I've ever seen any other Noah Baumbach movies. I was looking through his IMDb, and I don't remember seeing anything else he's done.
What else did he make?
But it's like, it's really like offbeat and weird. And Stacy had seen A Marriage Story, and she said it was like totally different. That's not like I guess that's not his style all the time. Because she was like, A Marriage Story is a fairly straightforward movie.
His style isn't generally weird. It's more just boring. Like, he's into like just like endless dialogue scenes. Alec,
there is endless dialogue.
I would say he makes like
Adam Driver, so it doesn't really.
He's like the
family dramas for rich people, like a not funny Wes Anderson. I don't know. That's kind of like how I was.
So Wes Anderson.
Sean, plug your ears for a second.
Okay.
Alec, I read the book that this is based on. The book got pretty dark. Did the movie get pretty dark? Like, there's some like pretty fucked up shit in that book. If memory serves.
There's like some stuff between him and his wife. Like, I don't know. It's probably not as dark as the book. Cause
I enjoyed the book, and then I saw his name attached, and I was like, but now I might check it out.
The book is always darker than movies. Like, almost always, except for The Mist.
And potentially The Road, because it's like page for page the same fucking thing. Like they just adapted it wholesale.
Those cowards cut out eating babies in the movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say the book's darker.
Yeah, the book's way darker.
What, in The Road?
Yeah, they don't do the baby eating in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Although they do have a guy. If you look at the IMDb cast list, there is a guy listed as baby eater. So they must have filmed it, but they cut it. And also there's that scene in the book where they're like using like a what is it? Like a backhoe to just dig up the ground, and then they're flame throwing snakes to eat them.
Yeah. That's a good
Which I'm fine with. Like, snakes are awful. But yeah, I thought it was good. Honestly, TJ, I think you would really like it.
I'll have to watch it. But, I'm like very cold on him in general. But he's married to Greta Gerwig. That's his wife.
Oh. I mean, she's a good actress. It's not like
I enjoy her movies more than his generally. I actually like Lady Bird quite a bit, but I'll have to watch it. I really like the book, so I'll have to give it a viewing now that you're like that's a positive review. And I don't know, his stuff, like, of all like guys, like I would thought that like his normal, just the way he writes, he would be bored to tears with it, how he usually frames things, and he has the propensity of being like a writer first and not much of a director. Like, he shoots things very flat, and I
will also say we watched it on New Year's Eve, and I had several.
I was drunken pissed.
Several gummy bears.
Hell yeah!
Do you think it benefited from the fact that it was written like it's a book that he didn't write?
I mean, maybe. I don't. I can't answer that until I've watched it, so I don't know. I'll watch it and let you know. Alec, I'd recommend the book. The book is a very quick read. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I have to check it out. The shows I watched, one show I finished, one I didn't, but I'm going to talk about it a little anyway. The one show we watched to finish was Wednesday, and I really liked that. I thought it was really fun.
I watched a few episodes too. I liked it. I thought it was fun.
It's like a fairly safe but also dark, like teenage adventure, but it was also gory and gross and like just like you want the Addams Family to be.
And I felt like it felt more like how we felt about Dark Shadows, where it's like Tim Burton a little bit more reserved, but like
controlling himself instead of giving in to all his urges. Like I wonder how much it took.
Fun.
I wonder how much Netflix had to pay him not to hire Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah.
But it is a blast. Like we finished. I don't know how far you went. We finished it. And like I really enjoyed it, and like everybody's really good at it. All the actors and actresses are good. The girl who plays Wednesday, Jenny Ortega, she's fantastic. Catherine Zeta-Jones and Luis Guzman play Gomez and Morticia, and they are both so good.
Yeah. I kind of just want a Gomez and Morticia show, like, because Luis Guzman. The more Luis Guzman I have in my life, the better, because that guy rocks.
Absolutely,
he's so good.
But yeah, it's really fun, and it's I really enjoyed it a lot all the way till the very end. It's a blast. The other show I watched, I didn't finish it. We just started it. It's also on Netflix. It's called Kaleidoscope.
I saw the ads for that.
What is that?
It's a heist show starring Giancarlo Esposito, which is how you're supposed to say his last name, apparently, according to a TikTok I saw of him saying his last name.
I saw the promos for this. It's a gimmick thing, right? Isn't there like a big gimmick with the show? Like you can watch it in any order or something?
Yes, you can watch the episodes in any order. Like Netflix randomizes how you get them.
That's kind of fun. I like
the last episode is the same no matter what, because that's like the finale. But the other episodes show up apparently for different people in different orders, so it really colors how you view
that's cool
characters a certain way, because apparently each episode takes place in slightly different time periods. Like the whole show takes place over the course of like 20 years or something like that. But one episode might be like, it's a heist show. Like one episode's like 6 weeks before the heist. The one's like 5 years before the heist. The one's like right before the heist. But you're seeing how the characters have grown and changed over time, and you don't know how you're going to see it. Apparently there's like 5,000 different combinations that could come out of the episodes. So people are getting totally different like vibes on the characters based on who they see first and how they react to them. Cause like when you watch any show, like there are like characters you see at the beginning, you're probably going to hold a bias to more than characters you meet a little later down the line.
Sure.
But I think the first two episodes we watched are great. It's got Giancarlo Esposito, Rufus Sewell is in it, Paz Vega is in it.
Did Rufus Sewell get his eye fixed? Like, he looks different last time I saw him.
He did. I don't know when, but at some point he got that lazy eye surgery.
Didn't the last time you saw him, Sean, was in Old, remember?
What's that?
Oh, God.
Remember Old? That's the last time you saw him.
Jai Courtney's in it, and he's not bad so far. Like, he's as good as you would hope he would be.
Anytime you can say Jai Courtney is not that bad, it's a win.
Well, it's like Charlie Hunnam in Triple Frontier. It's like, what?
Right, yeah.
What happened? But yeah, I would recommend it. We're 2 episodes in. It's only 8 episodes, and it's like a limited series, so it's not gonna go any longer or anything. But I would recommend checking it out.
Netflix should do more weird shit like that. Why not? Like, I really like that Choose Your Own Adventure Black Mirror episode they did. I thought that was a lot of fun. Like, do weird shit with your format. Why not?
Like, I liked that for a little bit, but it lost its luster fairly quickly.
Yeah, I really
like how many times do I need to rewind and see the same scene again to get where I want to go?
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know.
But
I thought
it was a cool idea. It was a cool premise. Yeah. I think that's all I watched. Gorgeous.
I watched 3 films, all of them.
3 films.
Fuck.
All 2022ers to try and build up my catalog.
I hope one of them is really weird.
No, well, 3 of them. Well, so let's start with the worst one I saw.
Well,
I watched Black Adam.
Oh no. How was that?
DC doesn't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
In general,
that's already done. Like he's not coming back.
I know, but I mean, it's wild because it was just it's like if they made a movie based around Drax the Destroyer, but then just it was just all the edgy bits. There's one redeeming moment towards the end where you sort of get it, but it's just so edgy. This is all they I think they mistake edgy for interesting in the DC universe in general. I really liked that Shazam movie. I think it's one of their best movies they put out post.
Do they even mention Shazam in Black Adam?
They do. They mention the Council of Wizards, and it's what he has to say to give up and achieve his powers, as he says Shazam. Which I don't know anything about those characters. So I don't know if there can only be one. I guess there's at least 2.
I don't know. I don't know. I know absolutely nothing about Captain Marvel.
But that Shazam movie was a lot of fun because it was a kid. Well, it's kind of Big, but it's big.
Shazam was
like that. I enjoyed, right? But this was just The Rock as sort of an unstoppable super beast that's just killing people all the time. Which that's fun and all, but it's just not good, and the rest of it's not good, and none of it's good. So, the best.
Also, I heard that Dr. Fate is just a discount Doctor Strange.
Everyone's a discount. So here's the deal: you have a discount Doctor Strange, played by James Bond. You've got this guy. You have Hawkman, who I don't know anything about Hawkman, but they're trying to make him.
Don't worry, nobody does.
Well, they tried to Falcon him up, but that didn't work. It's
he is a literal Falcon man.
But he's he's super rich. He has a plane made of indestructible metal. They made him almost Night Owl Met.
So he wasn't.
Falcon.
He wasn't an alien. He was a guy in a suit.
No, he's just a guy named Steve or Ken or some shit.
Well, it gets Parker. DC is full of this kind of stuff, but it gets kind of confusing because
Carter is the guy's name I think you're looking for.
Carter, there it is.
I think there's I think the original Hawkman, the OG Hawkman, was just a guy in a suit, and then they decided to make the Hawk people an alien race. They're from Thraxis or something, and then so it gets kind of mixed up. Thanagar, thank you. How did I forget that? Thanagar. But then you have you still have the Earth Hawkman that's just a Hawkman. It's very confusing.
It's not cool. It's not good. It's not good. And it's I tried to like it too because I like The Rock and everything, but this is just, if this is his 15-year passion project, bro.
Yeah, no. I have a hard time believing that. Who the hell? I think he just wanted to be the centerpiece of the fucking DCEU.
Well, there's
just work out.
Well, there's just this really just ham-fisted on the nose battle in this. So there's this one kid who's a big DC fanboy, but he's a fanboy of real heroes that exist in the world because he's got posters of Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman in his room. And there's a fight that is very deliberately in slow motion, Black Adam punching and destroying all the memorabilia of all the other heroes in the DC universe, I guess, to try and establish him as the top dog.
Do they reference I know that the post credit scene has Superman in it, but in the movie proper, do they talk about the other DC heroes at all?
Only the other ones that show up, the ones from the Justice, Justice League. the JSA,
the
Justice Society,
which predates the Justice League.
So you get Hawkman, you get
it's too bad they didn't have the Spectre in there. That'd have been fun.
You got Hawkman, Dr. Fate, and you have these two characters that I know nothing about, but I don't want to know anything further after this performance. It's Cyclone, who's just like a girl who makes tie-dye whirlwinds, and then Atom Smasher, who is just like a low rent like Ant-Man. Like, it's dumb. Don't watch Black Adam.
He's not the Atom?
He just got big. That was his only thing.
His name is the Atom.
His name is Atom Smasher. In this
that's the guy from Cyberpunk.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you what was told to me through the film, which was his name is Atom Smasher. And he is Henry Winkler's canonic nephew who inherited his powers. And Henry Winkler was the original Atom Smasher.
Weird.
So there you go.
Right. Atom Smasher.
I think the only thing I will... a JSA guy?
It is a JSA guy. And his costume sucks. He's just got like a
gimp suit.
He's got like a black mask and like it looks terrible.
So there's that. And I will say this, the only shout out to the kid from Barantoa and I guess the Rock Growing Up TV show, because he also shows up in this movie. I guess that guy's kind of attached to the hip for any movie where the Rock needs to have like a younger version of the Rock.
He's also on the show, I think, right? He's on the TV show, the Young Rock show.
Young Rock.
So who's the villain in the movie, or who's
the villain? Is capitalism?
Hell yeah! All right.
Because it's Wakanda and they're mining this shit called Eternium out of what is definitely not Egypt. But
Eternium? Come on.
And so then this old king who makes a demon hat is trying to resurrect the bones of his family from hell, but there's this international corporation that's there to mine all the Eternium. It's not good.
That sounds horrendous.
Yeah, it's like all the worst parts of movies. So, but it's still not the worst thing I saw this year. It's actually kind of mid.
I'm glad that they took all this time to have a fucking new superhero or super villain or whatever, and they don't even give him like a fucking villain to fight.
No, they fight Sabak.
Sabak?
Yes, which I thought was a card game.
What the fuck is Sabak?
Is that Spock's dad?
Sabak is like the anti-wizards, like the council of, like the council of
That's
demons.
Sarek.
Oh, my bad.
Like the council of demons, like the council of wizards made their Shazam.
Oh God. He looks just like, in the comics anyway, he just looks like a devil man.
He's just like a devilman.
He's got like, he's a big red devil guy that has a pentagram on his chest and horns.
He's the literal devil, and he's there to bring hell on earth, starting with not Egypt. So.
God, what a piece of shit. You usually make these movies sound better than they are. This sounds fucking awful.
This is still better on my 2022 list. This is still better than Hellraiser. So, and then one slot above Black Adam in the lower half of my 2022 list. My second movie I watched was Glass Onion, a Knives Out tale.
Boo.
Yeah, it's too cheeky. It's too referential. Daniel,
I said this to you at dinner, but I would level that exact same complaint at
I like the first
Out.
one. I don't know why.
Like, I don't understand. Like, it sounds like exactly the same movie.
Daniel Craig forgets his accent sort of a good chunk of the movie, or he's
just like in the first.
Or he's just kind of working it out. This one doesn't have Lakeith Stanfield in it, unfortunately. The cast in this one's like almost more insufferable. And then the end, and this is, I think the movie's trying to be cute. Like in the end, when he solves the mystery, what's his name? Because what's Daniel Craig's character's name? It's like something like Poirot. Benoit Blanc. That's it. Benoit Blanc's like, this is all too stupid. This is the easiest way it could have been. Of course he did it. Like, it's just, he even acknowledges how dumb the ultimate plot was. I'm like, this is just too.
There you go.
Subverting
Ryan Johnson subverting expectations.
It's too cute. It's too whatever. Janelle Monáe, God bless her. She's doing stuff in this movie. She's actually doing a lot of work in this movie. Like, she shouldn't be in this. And my boy Dave Bautista's in it, but he's not wearing tiny glasses. So I think that's where he screwed up. So those are two of the things I watched. And the third thing I watched, I fucking loved, even though I'm too stupid to understand the metaphor that was beating me over the head the entire time. I watched Martin McDonagh's Banshees of Inisherin. It's just this beautiful, small, quirky, dark comedy. Colin Farrell is an absolute triumph. Brendan Gleeson is just wonderful in it. It's just this movie it's about this decaying, it's not even a decaying friendship. It's about, these two guys that live on this tiny fake island off the coast of Ireland in 1924 during the Irish Civil War. And then the one friend decides he doesn't want to be friends with the other one anymore. And the other one's confused by this because they don't know why. And it's just this weird, twisted back and forth that gets led to all sorts of extremes. Without giving it away, I recommend it. Is cracked into my top 5 for 2022.
I'm definitely gonna watch it. I mean, Martin McDonagh is fucking. I mean,
he's 3 for 3 for me.
All his movies are great, but like the 3 Billboards, the last one.
I'm sorry, he's 4 for 4.
Jesus Christ, 3 Billboards was like unbelievable. I mean, that was so fucking good.
This is not as good as 3 Billboards, but it's very good. But like this, 3 Billboards, In Bruges, and 7 Psychopaths. All 4 movies. Love all 4 of them. It's great to see Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson back together again. Colin Farrell has turned into an old man somehow, and he is just great. I feel like I've never given Colin Farrell enough respect or credit. Like, he's a very good actor.
I mean, I have in like the last like decade, but before that, I never really cared for him. But like he's
like his Miami Vice days and stuff. Like, I never.
SWAT.
Well, I think he had a lot to crawl up from, the dog shit, like The Recruit, and I don't know what
SWAT,
else. But I was thinking
like
that.
Alex just said, yeah.
Y'all did like Phone Booth, I think. Did y'all like Phone Booth? I think I liked Phone Booth. I think
it was just a bad kind of version of a movie that's also not great, but I thought was better.
Well, he's really, really, really good in this.
But he's in a lot of like interesting movies now. You know what I mean? Like being in like The Lobster and The Killing of Sacred Deer, to name a few. Even like in a mainstream movie like The Batman.
Horrible Bosses.
Oh god, yeah, he was funny as hell.
Yeah, he's a lot of fun in that.
And he's great as the Penguin in the Batman. I thought he was really good. Like,
I guess his second act or his third act or whatever, wherever he is right now, keep it up because he's fucking killing it.
Yeah, he's great. I can't wait to watch that movie, guys. I really wanted to watch it this weekend. I just didn't get around to it.
I'm interested to hear what you have to say about it. But yeah, and Brendan Gleeson just rules. That guy just fucking rules.
Yeah.
But that's everything I watched. TJ.
I watched 3 things.
3 things.
One, very quickly, I watched the Jujutsu Kaisen movie. It's fine. It's good, but I mean, it doesn't feel. My problem sometimes with like animes that do the movie thing is that like this didn't really feel like a movie. It just felt like an extra long episode, which is fine. It was entertaining, but like, I don't know. I like it when they make like anime TV shows into movies when they have like a clearly bigger budget and they make it the scale a lot bigger. And this didn't really feel that way. I enjoyed the story, but I wish it was like a little bit more. Also, like it sounds weird to say, but like they edited it like a TV show. Like there's weird, just like transitions from scenes. Like they feel like commercial breaks. Like, I don't know. It's very weird. Maybe it was rebroadcast in Japan as like 4 episodes of the show. I don't know. It was fine though. I really like that show a lot. So, available on Crunchyroll, the movie too, which is cool. Looking forward to season 2. I watched, the new, Andrew Callahan Channel 5 HBO documentary, HBO/A24/ Absolutely Productions documentary, This Place Rules. It's all about the lead up to the fucking insurrection. It's fantastic. If you're not following Andrew's stuff from All Gas No Breaks and then now Channel 5, I mean, the guy's just like a genuinely very good journalist and it feels really honest. And I really like his take on how he shows things like seriously, but there's still like comedic undertones to stuff, but he's very good at at kind of weaving tone. Like he can do like goofy shit, but then go right into something serious and like really make you think. And I thought it was really, really well done. And it's cool to see him like, I don't know, have something like this where it's like a full, like, you know, feature length movie or documentary or whatever you're going to call it. I really like it. He manages to like get a lot of really interesting perspectives on things. And, there's one thing in particular that I've already been seeing getting clipped all over the place, and it kind of ends the movie. But he finds this fucking right-wing psycho that has like a YouTube show and a podcast, but he's a QAnon fucking guy. And I'm going to just say it because again, if you probably will see this on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram because this clip has already been all over the place. He literally, it starts out, this is a good example too of what I was just talking about. So he's interviewing this guy at a diner, and we've already been with this character, for lack of a better term, for a big chunk of this movie. Like he introduces him way earlier in the movie, and he's kind of a talking head throughout the movie. This crazy conservative guy. I should just say conservative. That covers both bases. It's kind of redundant to say crazy conservative. Anyway, so Andrew has a stack of celebrity photos, right? Like he pulls out a photo.
Oh, I have seen this.
Yeah, he pulls out a photo and it's Oprah Winfrey and the guy's like, oh, that's a pedophile. Then he pulls out a picture of like Jonah Hill. He's like, pedophile. Joe Biden, pedophile. And then he's like, then Andrew goes, I need to talk to you about something. And he pulls out like this other pile of paperwork. And it turns out that this motherfucker, this fucking conservative guy that's calling everybody pedophiles, is a convicted pedophile. Convicted pedophile. He was convicted of like sodomy in the second degree and like sexual misconduct with a minor under 8. And this motherfucker is like, oh yeah, pedophile. And Andrew's like, have you ever heard of projection? Like, it's fucking wild, and it just encapsulates these fucking psychopaths that are always like, oh, we gotta save the children. And it's like, this is what you're dealing with. Just some fucking lunatic. But anyway, great documentary. Highly recommend it. Very watchable documentary. Cause it's the opposite of dry. It's very easily digestible. It's a wet, slurp it down documentary. And the last thing I watched was the new Chan-wook Park film, Decision to Leave. I fucking loved it. It's gonna crack my top 10. It's incredible. Chan-wook Park, director of Old Boy and the Vengeance trilogy and some other stuff.
The Josh Brolin movie?
Yeah, the Josh Brolin movie. This movie is so fucking unique and different, and it's something I think Sean's gonna really like, because it's a romance that's kind of about two broken people and how they can't connect because it's not gonna work because they're both just broken. It echoes a lot of Sean, what's his name? The 2046 guy.
Wong Kar-hai.
It reminds me a lot of those three movies, like that sort of tone. And I really like this movie. It's kind of a mix up between like a whodunit, like a crime procedural, and this really strange kind of romance film about kind of modern love and how like
the David Bowie song.
I do love that song.
It bangs.
It's a song that they play in the grocery store where David Bowie says no religion, like for a while. But it's really, really good. I highly recommend it. It's a little long, but it never, like, I saw the runtime before I clicked on it and I was like, uh-oh, but it didn't really feel long, and it's very well earned. Like, I think its runtime is earned, and the places this movie goes is really interesting because I feel like there's a point in the movie where you're like, okay, I kind of figure out where this is going, but then it just keeps going and you're like, oh, okay, like I didn't expect that. Like, and I'm not mad at it either, because it kind of takes the audience for a ride. Like, you think that the movie is going one way, and really the point of the movie was something kind of completely different. I highly recommend it. It's very good. I don't know where you can watch it besides MyPlex. I think I keep seeing ads for some streaming service called Mubi, which you can stream it from.
Oh no, that's Kevin Smith's streaming service.
Is it really?
Like
No,
Mubi, like
not Mubi. No, it's Mubi, not Mubi. But anyway, I can't recommend it enough. It's fucking fantastic. I haven't seen The Handmaiden, which he made I think 2 years ago.
Is it better than Thirst?
I didn't care for Thirst.
That's what I'm saying.
But Thirst also is thematically very similar as far as like weird love stories go. But Thirst has like a good half an hour where you're like, okay, this is back on track, and then nope. I also never saw Stoker, which I didn't hear was very good. That was his American movie. But anyway, that's all I watched. So let's get into our feature presentation. Breakin' 2.
Five knuckle shuffles.
I think this movie can be described in about 14 seconds. So there's like the thinnest veneer of a plot is layered on top of this thing. Yeah.
It's lacquered on. It's lacquered on with a child's paintbrush. It's just.
It's literally just Save the Rec Center.
Save the Rec Center by any dance necessary.
I was telling Sean, I think this might be the first Save the Youth Center movie. I think this movie started that trope.
I think you're 100%. I think you're 100% right.
Yeah. I think this because it became a trope later on, but I think this is the beginning of that trope. I think this completely started that.
There's this is the Save the Rec Center what ski school was to fighting the rich yuppies that are trying to take over the ski resort.
Right.
Man, the 80s had a lot of stupid tropes.
Oh yeah. Well, they started all the
joning on rich people so hard.
I mean, so they weren't all bad. Anyway, guys, what happened in Electric Boogaloo 2? Oh shit, I already fucked. Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo. I can't even say it.
Well, the movie opens to a dance. It opens to a dance montage that. Here's what happens. There's a dance montage that happens for an hour and 36 minutes that are interspersed with scenes of not dancing or montaging. And some of the dance montage over the front of this shows up later in this movie because Gorm Golobus, God bless him, Canon Film, decided to reuse some shots. But you're introduced, or not introduced, I guess you're reintroduced. I never saw the original Breakin' to...
Has anyone here seen, Sean, have you seen, I don't know.
I saw it and I actually got the plot confused because the plot of the first one is Save the Last Dance. It's the same. It's, what's her face? Lucinda Dickey, who is 24 in this movie. It looks like she's about 48 years old.
That haircut.
Yeah, it's not great.
I have a huge, 80s crush on Lucinda Dickey though. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Where, she learned how to, be a street person, as they're wont to say in this movie.
Yeah, a lot.
Dude, her dad drops that street person so hard. It's just like...
Put a hard R on street person.
Right.
Yeah.
So, the movie opens to Kelly, Lucinda Dickey, black swanning it up or doing whatever she's going to do. And I guess she just finished her show. And now it's time for her to visit her friends in the barrio. And Ozone and Turbo live together in a garage that they're trying to clean up because they know Kelly's coming back. So they say, "Hey, Kelly, how are you?" And she's like, "I'm great. What are we up to?" And it's like, "Well, we hang out at Miracles." "Oh, that sounds like fun. What's Miracles?" "Oh, Miracles is where we dance and also fight sometimes, and learn all sorts of things at this old, maybe, some sort of Gothic church turned community center." "Oh, this is cool. You should hang out." "Oh, I think I will. Oh, by the way, let's go to the club because Ice-T's performing and the rival dance gang will be there. Because the electro rocks rule the world now." So, all of these things happen. Meanwhile, Lucinda Dickey's parents are not happy about her hanging out with the street folks yet again. They want her to go to Princeton and do something with her life. She's trying out she's getting an opportunity to audition for a show in Paris, but that's running afoul of Ozone and Turbo's plans to help have her be part of the show they're slapping together in 30 days so they can raise $200,000 $1984 in order to fix the quote-unquote structurally unsound rec center because it was condemned by a remote visual inspection by a toady who works for a developer who wants to turn it into like an Aldi. So now the hijinks ensue. There's we're going to raise the money montage where they have child labor and they have people dancing. There's a clown man who's just throughout the film. Then
there's a clown that the writers of this, I say that very using that term very cavalier like. They don't know the difference between a clown and a mime because they keep calling him a clown, but he's clearly a mime and he's acting like a mime and doing mime things. He's not a fucking mime, or
he's not a clown.
He's not a clown. Like, you couldn't even get the most basic things like right.
Yeah, they kind of phoned even that much in. So now, the rest of the movie is just them sort of exploring the differences in class. They're dancing their way through the city streets, and I guess they came across the amphitheater that's run by the local Puerto Rican gang where they dance, and Boogaloo Shrimp falls in love at a distance with a young lady on stage.
I didn't bother to look into it, but the main guy from the Electros looks really familiar.
He looks very familiar, and I don't know from where.
Yeah. Also, has the nunchuck fight happened yet?
That happens later because when they're trying to save the rec center, the Electro Pops throw a can of spray paint through the window, and then we're treated to dance fighting under an overpass.
Oh my god, the song,
shield,
the fucking song.
Battle. It's like take cover, no surrender.
Combat. This is combat.
Beat them till they come, or whatever.
This is combat battle. Yeah, wicker. Like, Gogs, like all the music in this reminds me of that terrible fucking music that big time Tommy guy that we want. Like,
oh my god, it's just this electro. Yeah, but there's too many words.
Gogs and I, we love this guy on Instagram. He's this big fat Italian guy. His name's Big Time Tommy. Yeah. And he's just big and fat, and he's always smoking a cigar, and he gives these like half-assed like inspirational quotes, but like he's always, what does he call it, Gogs? He's like
electro music.
He's like, listen, it's old school like hip hop, and like he'll be like, it's a Tuesday at some bar and it's dead empty and he's just fucking blasting.
There's videos of him pulled over on the side of the road where he's broken out a lawn chair and a lawn end table, and he's sitting on the side of the highway smoking a cigar, listening to just sounds from this giant boombox.
Let's just hear more about this instead of the movie.
That guy rules.
You tell me about Big Time Tommy.
Big Time Tommy Ramola.
You gotta look up Big Time Tommy. That guy rocks.
Hey, Instagram is Big Time Tommy. Here's my thought of the day.
Sounds like Carl.
Yeah, he's from Long Island. He lives with his mother.
So, me and Gogs found some lost pilot that he tried to, like, he was on some show, right? Wasn't that it?
And they were trying to pitch a show.
That's right.
Called Car Fellas, where it's him and his associates who are like ex-cons that sell used Cadillacs on Long Island.
And he had this, in the episode we watched, he had this idea of like the ultimate car dealership where he basically had 24-hour strippers in the
strip club. I mean, the man is impossibly based, so let's leave him alone. So anyway, Big Time Tommy notwithstanding, all this stuff's happening. You also are treated to certain scenes like Boogaloo Shrimp and Shabadoo having some sort of weird sex triangle dance off with the world's shittiest real doll that they keep in their live-in garage because they have to teach Boogaloo Shrimp how to make love to a woman, if I understood the plot correctly.
Quote, unquote.
The parents hate that Kelly's hanging out with the street people again. They They offer her money to not do so anymore. They give her a chance to save the rec center by going to Princeton. She does get the job in Paris, but Ozone can't stand the idea that she's going, so she throws her career away to stay here. Also, Turbo at some point, Turbo has the wildest character arc in this movie because not only does he have this weird triple threat sex dance match with a doll and his best friend in their live-in garage, he then, I think they took the rig from the original Nightmare on Elm Street and they spun that garage, which allowed him to dance across the walls and ceilings.
I want to say they got that from the Lionel Richie video.
Oh, is that where it was?
One or the other, yeah, is the progenitor of that. Also the same move from Inception.
I thought that
Christopher Nolan stole that.
I thought from the Electric Boogaloo Canon Films documentary, I thought they name checked using that same rig from Nightmare, but maybe not.
May have, yeah. I'm
also,
not sure.
like, not for nothing, but the effect is pretty cool.
Oh, it's dope.
It looks really good. Like I said to Gogs, I said to Gogs, like, the effect is awesome. It's in service of nothing. it doesn't.
No, it's in service of the fact that they have at this point introduced actual magic. There is he is like a break bender or a gravity bender or some shit, because this woman who speaks solely in ADR that says like por favor, like it. She has like her dialogue is one of those, like, you remember those talking keychains from back in the day where it had like 3 buttons on it that said 3 different things?
Oh, yeah.
She says like turbo, por favor, and something else. But she walks in, sees this happen. It does not wipe to a dream sequence. This is important later when we get to the hospital.
Right.
Because after first of all, anyway, this introduces magic. She walks in, he's literally dancing on the ceiling. She thinks nothing of it. She's like, okay, that's weird, but I'm moving on. Yeah. Because I want to say the rest of this movie is a Brazil.
You think that after he gets run over by the after he falls down the stairs,
he falls down part of the stairs, and then another man from another dimension falls down the middle of the stairs, and then it just cuts back to him laying there. Are we caught up to this point now where he ends up?
This is the third part of Ozone's arc.
Turbo is in a coma. Correct. Like, this is the language of cinema tells you that Turbo is in a coma and he may die.
I'm too stupid to have thought of that, but you're correct, because when they go to the hospital, he dances his way out of traction. He dances a man.
He gets there. Hang on. No. Hang on. I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I've been doing good and not saying anything the whole time because I was working while I was doing this. But, because I didn't even mention, like, how they settle the dance battles, like, what are the rules and how is it won. But everybody's like, oh, you can't go to Paris now. Turbo got hurt. And they all run in there. He is like a fucking Civil War fucking cannon victim. He's like a mummy in traction. Everybody stands around. The woman who speaks only in ADR, like Bumblebee, leans down so he can get a whiff of her neck, which wakes him up, and he starts popping and locking in full ass traction, gets up. They have to sneak him out of the hospital for reasons that are not fully explained, because he not under arrest or anything. Probably, but his dancing becomes so infectious that, like, people are doing like actual surgery in there and also start popping and locking, like everyone, like,
a man comes back to life as a result.
Bro, there's a massive dissociation in this hospital, and I think this is all in his mind palace.
That's a much better movie. That's not the movie I watched, but I want to see that film. Because then
also, I have a quick question, real quick. At what point was it considered masculine to wear belly shirts?
Lamar did it from. He
was a certain kind of manly, I guess.
I think these guys are a certain kind of. This movie is very gay. Like this, Sean, you've made the comment a million times, and I love it so much. But, like, it's like Golem and Golovitz was like, oh my god, this movie's way too gay. We got to give these guys girlfriends. And even then, it's like, yeah, you're not full. We're not.
Yeah, because the most romantic scene takes place between Turbo and Ozone, where he's like, girls are whack, and then Turbo comes in and is like, hey, you think I got sex appeal, dude? And he's like, got mascara on, and like, this is like. This movie makes Cruisin' look like When Harry Met Sally. Like, this movie is so, like, powerful gay.
Then Ice-T shows up in his weird, like, Mad Max gimp outfit. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's like there was a time where hip hop was very, like, S&M, like, punk. It was approximating the punk culture of the time.
Right.
But, like way too over the top. Like, I told you, like, I think I was telling TJ Analog, it's like when, like, the hardest thing you do is dress up like Rob Halford's husband. Like, it is so, like, unbelievably queer. And even, like, their hand motions, like, he's, like, waving the girl off, and, like, every, like, breakdance battle involves that, like, backhanded, like, lip sync for your life wave.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking, it is something else. Like, anyway, I'm sorry, guys, go ahead.
I mean that's so Turbo, I guess in his mind, because I thought he was alive, dances his way out of the hospital, dances his way in front of a bulldozer where the bad guy of the film.
Oh, we also missed the part where he does a Woody the Woodpecker joke, which I guess was still topical in 1984.
Yeah, I mean that was the height of Woodpecker Nation. So they So then the unscrupulous developer, he orders the he orders the demolition contractor to run over this child, to which he said he then fires them when they refuse, and then he implies that there are other people he can hire to do this, to commit murder, and then they decide to
I don't have to take this shit. I'll call Senator Biden. He'll run these motherfuckers over.
Yeah, pop on the horn. So now the news has shown up, and that's cool.
Your man's name is Howard, by the way.
Well, Howard shows up, and then he basically live tweets them not only putting on this show, but the lead up to it, because, like, I guess the show is happening now. Come on down.
I love how we're so, like, irony poisoned by technology that you called a remote news broadcast a live tweet.
Well, I mean, like, he's just like, you know, he's just talking about. That's a good point. So then the kids have a dance show where he's giving, like, minute by minute updates on where they are with the money, and then
they're counting this money real fucking fast.
Counting the money real fast, and they need to get. Even though the city has now flipped their tune, and everybody's like, "We're gonna help save the rec center now because the business is getting exposed."
Because we're mildly embarrassed.
Yeah, and no one's gonna honor those contracts. So then
it cuts to the villa of Special K's family, where they're doing the whitest activities possible. Like, the mother's eating grapefruit for breakfast, and the father comes in full ass, like, James Spader tennis garb with the sweater tied around and just standing there like, I'm so sick of these street people.
Oh, no, that happened earlier. This is now they're watching their TV, you watch him change.
Oh, okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
Because there's the one where he's upset about his tennis stuff, and then he hits a ball off screen, and then just glass shatters. But then later, they're watching the show that Kelly's performing in front of the rec center. They're just making ad hoc right now, and I guess they're generating money by passing the hat. Ice-T shows up, and then she's like, "Oh, look, Jenny's found something to do." And he's like, "These kids are really fighting for what they believe in." That's like what we always taught her, Don. And he's like, "All right, I'm going to throw some money at the rec center too." And then they save the rec center. He brings
his personal checkbook.
Yeah, then they save the rec center. So there's a weird dinner scene where they're shitting on, I guess they live in a mansion, but the mom still does the cooking. Is that correct?
Well, I don't know. I think the mom might also be kind of out of it too, because, like, she legit serves these guys bowls of ketchup. Like, what is that they're eating?
It was just red. I was like, what is happening? But yeah, that's Breakin' too. It's just, it's almost.
There's no mention as to, like, how they're going to fund this place going forward.
No.
Like, this is a one-off, like.
You know, I'm glad you said it, because I was thinking that, like, well, they're gonna need more money, right? Like, it's.
Well, no, so think of it this way: the rec center survived up until this point. This $200 was specifically to make sure that they can get the structural upgrades they need because someone determined the building was condemned. This should get them over that hump.
Yeah.
Okay,
The
fair.
dance troupe, anarcho-communists.
Can we talk about the one dancer who's named Magician, but he's actually a mime? So when they're like, "Show him Magician," and then
oh, that's the guy that was the clown too. Yeah.
Clownman.
It's like the whole operation is like the Foot Clan from the first Ninja Turtles movie, but for gay kids. Like, I'm not sure, but also there's boxing.
Yeah, there's boxing. There's boxing next door to the dance hall situation and all the kids. It's just fucking.
Can we talk about how they go to the one meeting and they bring, for some reason, they bring this like please, mister, like little white girl. I'm like, who is this bitch? Like, where did she come from?
She's in the rec center. She's from the streets.
What even is this building? It looks like it looks like
an old Orthodox, like a Greek Orthodox, like chapel or something. It's incongruous with the rest of the neighborhood.
Maybe that's how Gorman and Golobus got it for so cheap.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know
shit.
What? But that's like, yeah. And their whole, I don't know, there's a real send up on planning and zoning in this movie that I don't know if they've ever recovered from. This movie's fucking, it's not a movie. It's a lot of dancing. There's more montage in this movie than Rocky IV, and that's the most montagey movie we've ever seen.
There's so much montage and dancing, and like it's wild how like it barely establishes the plot. Like in the beginning, like it's funny too because in the beginning, like everyone is dancing. Like they cut to like the mailman and he's like breaking it and popping and locking and like and you're in this weird like I kind of want like to make a parody movie where just like someone is like not dancing. Like what the fuck is going on? Like everyone is in this weird like manic dancing state.
It's almost like the fucking popping and locking is like, what is that parasite from Metal Gear Solid 5? Where like they all get it and go nuts, like, but instead of they get it through speech, they get it through popping.
Yeah, I love it. Well, you know what, Sean? I immediately, so you know what, I was gonna say, like, I wanted like the nightmare version of this movie, but I've already seen it. It's called fucking Climax. Like that's Climax. Like that's the movie. Like it's this weird dance movie that like where no one can stop dancing and then they literally are in hell the whole time.
The thing that kills me about this movie is that everybody is taking it like very earnestly. You know?
Oh yeah, trying their best.
Yeah, and it is like they are intense, and the more intense they are, the more queer it comes across because they're just like they all look like that Chappelle Show sketch where he's playing Prince and it's just doing that slow push in and he's like staring and like pursing his lips repeatedly. That's like the entire movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. And like I don't know. Like I've never seen anything like this before. Like it's so like I don't know. It's very amateurish, but like it's also like done like almost competently in a weird way.
This is amazingly thin and almost impenetrable.
Well, the problem is too that the directing is like very poor. Like you can tell this guy doesn't know shit about dancing because like he made all the American Ninja movies prior. Like that's his fucking modus operandi or whatever.
There's this real weird scene where like they're having an argument between the family and they're just like cutting back to the dog's reaction the entire time.
And the cat?
He feeds a squid to a cat. Like even in the most like language of cinema, maybe this is an Israeli joke I don't get, but like who feeds table scraps to a cat? Like, is that a thing people do?
I thought that same thing. I was like, why feeding it to the cat? Like, it's a weird ass thing.
You've never given your cat little treats from your plate?
No.
Why? Mango loved ice cream.
Oh. God,
I don't. And I think like more to Sean's point, like I feel like Dog is like the go-to movie that you know what I mean, like. You've seen that in a million movies.
Yeah.
Like that TikTok. I forget what it's about, but everybody puts their hands in.
Oh, right.
And then the dog paw goes there. Like, what's the dog doing?
Yeah. I don't know, man. This movie is something else. I will say that the dancing is very good. but like Sean just said, it's shot so poorly, it almost doesn't matter. Like, I feel bad because, these guys are trying their hearts out, and like the dancing is good. Like, they do a good job, but like it's just shot like dog shit, so it doesn't matter. Anything else before we get into Five Knuckle Shuffles?
Did Shabadoo or Boogaloo Shrimp do anything else after this?
I think Boogaloo Shrimp.
Sean has something to tell you.
Yeah, Boogaloo Shrimp and one of the electro rock posse played the good robot us's in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's so weird.
So I know
that movie is the best.
That movie fucking rules. One thing I did want to mention about this movie is going back, it's like, oh, people are re-examining it. And while it's not a good movie, it's very important historically. And like, I want to say I'm a fairly deep scholar of hip hop. Break dancing culture in the early 80s, not my specialization, but in what way is this movie fucking transformative or like helpful for anything in the future? Or because like, breakdancing died pretty much in popularity after this movie. You know what I mean?
This movie killed it. This movie killed breakdancing. People were like, oh.
Like, it's just the fashion died. Like, this was a very, time capsule.
It goes back to the Canon documentary, but the whole reason they made a breaking, and it makes sense what Alex just said, how this came out 6 months after the first one. The whole reason was because they wanted to make a fast movie because breakdancing was popular. They wanted a movie like right away, and that's what they did. So, lightning in a pan and all that.
Yeah, the fucking I wanted the documentary on the person that just did the costuming. Because I don't know if they're like, hey, bring your own clothes or whatever, but I've never seen so many belly. It was like a bunch of Walter Payton clones with all these fucking belly shirts on.
Belly shirts, and Ozone has like a Confederate soldier hat at one point.
Yeah, there's at least two drum major costumes that show up.
It's like this fucking Frank Miller vaporwave nightmare world that they live in.
Yeah, it's fucking. Frank Miller is a good thing because he did always put like the wackiest costumes just in the background. I think he was bored.
Yeah, we don't want to waste any of our new moves on you, sucker.
That shit killed me. Oh my god!
We gotta learn some new moves. They never learn any new moves, as far as I know.
No, and yeah, there's also I don't know anything about fucking dancing. But there's specifically with Ozone, there's a lot of weird mugging he does while he dances.
That's what I was talking about, the Prince thing.
It's very strange. Specifically in that nunchuck fight, it looks like he's got to take his shit. I don't know what he's the face he's trying to achieve.
It reminded me of this is gonna be a weird point of emphasis. That I think Gogs might be the only one that gets this, but it reminded me a lot of Only the Strong, the Mark Dacascos Capoeira movie.
Oh, that was also going to be. I mean, spoiler. That was going to be my pick for this month. If that's considered dancing.
Yeah, it's more of a dance than a fight, and they're just throwing nunchucks in the what is going? How do we decide who's the victor in this whole thing?
Also the electro rock is literally there guiding the bulldozers into the building.
But then they're dancing with them
they're like, you know what? Yeah, we'll join your squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just the scene where Ice-T, the second time he's in it, where he comes out there, it's introducing Ice-T and Hot Tot. That child's name is Hot Tot, first of all. Second of all, he's just coming out to do his clap your hands, everybody. Clap your hands. Hot Tot. Give your money to the community center, and you are the man, fresh. He's it's the fucking worst.
It was so bad.
The wackest era of hip hop.
No one had bars. It was just terrible.
Was Hot Tot the one that should have been sued by the Michael Jackson estate because he had
that was fucking breakin' Gary or something. I forget what his name was. Hot Tot didn't really do shit, but no, his name was Lee, Boogie Lee or something. I can't remember. It's a kind of goofy ass old man name.
But he legit had the whole Thriller outfit.
He was doing the Thriller dance.
He did the Thriller dance. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Take it down to the community center.
Bars. Straight bars.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a scene in a fucking Honey Nut Cheerios commercial the other day, and I'm like, this guy's had a weird career arc. I don't know what's more embarrassing to his, like, gangster image, this movie or the Cheerios commercial, but they're both pretty bad.
Who's that? Ice-T?
Ice-T, yeah.
And what about that clip from, like, CIS or whatever?
Then you're gay.
That means you're gay. I got news for you.
I have relationships.
I relate relationships with men.
I told TJ I want that to be my life, but in reverse. Like, I just want to marry a homie. Like, but he's, yeah. And the way that guy just stands there and stares at him like he's fucking really
he doesn't understand it. Yeah. Like,
no, man, let me repeat myself.
Hold on, I don't think you're following the thread here. All right. So now we did it.
We did it.
We did it.
What a start to 2023.
5-knuckle shuffle time. Alec, please.
One.
Go ahead.
One.
Uno.
The whole time I was watching this movie, I was just wishing I was watching Revenge of the Nerds just to see Lamar rap in that 80s rap style.
Rapping.
What if rap never evolved from that? I always like it when like white, like square white people start rapping, and they still have that cadence. Like
it's youth ministry rap.
Oh, those are some of my like favorite TikTok things.
Oh yeah,
like or not even the youth ministry, like old church people who repurpose rap songs into religious songs.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is tremendous.
He's the original gangster.
This movie fucking sucked. I can think of two things wrong with the title of this movie. It was not electric, and there was not enough boogaloo. Like, how low does your self-esteem have to be to call yourself boogaloo shrimp?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it is weird, though, that the movie's called Electric Boogaloo, but he doesn't even go by his own name in the movie. Like,
no.
Yeah, like, I don't... This movie is obviously not made for me, but I don't see the point of this movie.
Who's it made for, though, right? Like
80s dance kids? I don't know. Definitely not made for 42-year-old Alec Harris. Then again, there aren't many movies made for me. Nobody wants to cater to the middle-aged white man.
When will we get a shake?
Right?
You can't talk, Sean. You're not white.
Yeah. I'm just commiserating. I'm an ally.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you. At least someone, finally
a white ally.
Finally, somebody standing up for this
great
middle-aged white man
and plead our cause, buddy.
Yeah, like this, like Gogs, I had heard of this movie. I'm sure I referenced the title of this movie a million times. I'm pretty sure it was a Simpsons reference on The Simpsons at some point. Never seen it. Honestly, didn't even know it was a real movie until I had to watch it.
Real movie's very generous.
I think you still don't know if it was a real movie, to be honest.
It was made. So it was a made movie. But yeah, man, this thing sucked. I pretty much tuned out after the citywide dance of joy that Kelly was coming back to the group.
Well, the funny part is that you could literally tune out. Like, this is a movie where you gain no information. Like, you could skip to the end and you didn't really miss anything.
Oh, good. They saved the rec center. Cool.
Right. Yeah.
Miracles.
And this movie tripled its budget. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And $15 million in 1980 whatever money. Like,
yeah.
That's George like 50 million people went to see it.
A lot.
Like, get the fuck out of here. And the budget was $5 million. That, I don't know what's more shocking, budget or the box office.
They had to buy all that neon and Pizza Hut. They probably tried to get a Pizza Hut sponsorship. They're like,
well, you can eat at our salad bar for free once.
Yeah. Well, they had that failed Boogaloo shrimp pizza that no one bought.
Oh God. TJ.
Man, I don't know. This is a tough one. Like, this is either a 6 or a 0. It's so bad, but like, I mean, it's memorable. Like, I don't know. Like, it's not a 5 because I'm not gonna forget it, but it's fucking terrible. And like, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I watched this at like 1.50 speed. I like flew through this fucking movie.
Like, they're popping their asses off.
I guess it's like
he's locking it twice the lock rate of a normal man.
I guess I'm gonna give it like a 3 because it's really bad, but it's kind of entertaining at how horrible it is. And again, I have an 80s crush on Lucinda Dickey. I find her very attractive. So, you know, the TJ pervert bump always happens.
What do you call your penis?
Yeah, well, it's basically how big it is as a bump. But it's really bad, and it's hilariously bad, so that does keep it kind of interesting, because like the choices that they make in this movie are something else. So yeah, it's gonna be a 3 for me, dog. Sean.
I'm gonna give it a 4. Just for being so impossibly gay, like
yeah,
like it's so gay. Even the female, the love triangle, their heart's not even in the fighting over ozone because she's just like, you weren't here before.
Oh,
I liked it better when you weren't here. Yeah, it was just fucking Diane Carroll's like 58 years old arguing over ozone. Like this movie is real bad. Like, it's like how do you have like such a simple plot of we got to save the community center and still like not really stick it all that well and have to have like dad ex machina, like I'll just write him a $50,000 check and it's like, this one guy will stop the bulldozing, and not like they'll just like they couldn't just call the police.
Right, yeah.
Like, do the police not exist? Because I'm pretty sure in 1984, the Ramparts Division in LA were beating the shit out of black kids on the reg, so I think they would have shown up.
They would have cleared that rec center. That's what they would have done.
But like, yeah, it's like culturally important in like meme culture, I guess, sort of, just for the title. But like, I don't. Like, besides Gogs pointing out in The Rockwild, fucking Red says, it's like, I think the lyrics are like, I break like turbo and ozone. Like,
yeah, and I never got that. I never got that reference till I watched this movie. I was like, oh my God.
Shit. Are you guys watching the game at all?
No. I got it on.
Apparently, one of the Bills players collapsed, and during the Fed needed CPR, and the game is delayed. Jesus. They've had to take him out in an ambulance to the hospital.
Holy shit.
And then Tua Tagovailoa rode through on his unicycle and his propeller beanie, not knowing where he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad. Fuck, man, like, I don't know. It's not even a movie. It's just like a tech demo for dancing or something. Like, I don't know. Like, the movie should also be like, do you remember like the Captain Novocaine and all those video games they made, like to like keep you from getting fucking diabetes or whatever? This feels like it's like a movie that like it's like, Ed, please don't smoke. You know, like it's like the whole like it's a message movie or something by some council or another.
But what's the message?
You know what I'm saying? Like it should be that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Sean's right. It's like it's got that level of production, but there's no message.
Or like down here they have a comedy traffic school. Like if you get a ticket, like you got to watch online traffic school, but it's like, you know, these like failed sketch comics, like what does the yield sign mean? You know, and they got to ride
around. Why are my tables so dirty?
Yeah, it's I don't know, man. Like
somebody shout out a job.
Yeah,
greengrocer.
Yeah, I have AIDS. There's not much to say about it. Like I'm sorry. I can say that, but I would recommend Electric Boogaloo, the Canon documentary we talk about fucking once every 3 episodes.
I just bought that, by the way, because I was like thinking about it. It's like a lost, like to get a Blu-ray of it's like $130. I get to get a 2-pack with it and something else for like $20.
I got the DVD. TJ got me the collection, and it comes with like 2 of the Missing in Actions and Invasion USA and like a bunch of other shit. So
I don't. This has nothing to do with anything,
yeah.
but we were just talking about lost movies. HBO Max just put Strange Days on the.
Oh no shit! Yeah, you can never find that.
And that I don't know what it is about Catherine Bigelow, but like you couldn't get Near Dark forever, and you couldn't
probably
get
James Cameron.
Strange Days
fuck
forever.
That bitch, son. I won't let you. I won't let you have the rights to Avatar 3 if you put her movies on.
Strange Days is like one of the. I mean, that's in the like cyberpunk.
That's the Ray Fiennes one, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Anyway,
I have the whack DVD of it.
It comes in like a cardboard case, right? I think I had it too.
This one's actually plastic, but like the big selling point is that it's been THX remastered. You know what I mean? Like that's yeah.
Anyway.
All right, so I watched this movie yesterday, and I started the day yesterday by spilling an entire large, hot, dirty chai into my lap in my car, and that still wasn't the worst part of my day. This movie is a 2, I guess, because of the dancing around the room scene is wild, and then the dancing out of the hospital and a man back to life is just so bizarre. But I really like Sean's thought that this is a Brazil.
I sent the pictures. I hope you guys got it of the fucking stunt double in this scene.
Oh yeah, no, it's silly. Like, you're right. It's not a movie. This is just a dance tech demo for an hour and 30, and it is. I couldn't figure out how to speed it up. I was trying. There was no subtitles. I was just trying to power through it. Not good. Not a great start to the year. Not gonna lie. Shout out Lucinda Dickey, but shout out Shabadoo and Boogaloo Shrimp wherever you are. Godspeed. But yeah, this movie's not great.
Yeah. Yep. True. All right. So that was Breakin' 2, Electric Boogaloo. Whose pick is it next week? I have a pick.
I have a pick. If only the strong counts. Otherwise, I have another pick.
I have a pick.
3 of us. I'll have 3 of us have a pick. I don't care. One of y'all go. I can wait.
Somebody's gonna have to give up their pick for the Moolies anyway. Gogs, what's your pick? If yours is better than mine, then we can do yours.
If only the strong is ruled a dance movie, then that's my pick. But if it's not ruled a dance movie,
I would say it's a dance. It's a dance movie.
Yeah.
It's
That's the one with Banana Way, Banana Way, na.
It's got the guy from Iron Chef America.
Yeah, Mark Dacascos. Yeah. He's also Zero in John Wick 3.
Oh yeah. But that's
Alec,
my
what
pick.
was your pick?
Ghostbusters 2.
Oh fuck, that sucks too.
That's a New Year's Eve movie.
That's a New Year's Eve movie. Shit, that's right. Good one.
Oh wait, because we can do either.
Yeah. I was gonna either pick the FP or New Year's Evil, which I've never seen, but it's like some cheap 80s slasher from the 80s. But we can do Ghostbusters too. That might be interesting.
I'm pretty sure it's on something, but
I'll put it on the thing. I think I have it though.
I think I have the Blu-ray. I'll be okay.
I remember it sucking. I remember not liking Ghostbusters 2 at all. So.
I don't know.
It's bad, but is it Electric Boogaloo bad?
No. Well, let's not get
more
crazy.
Disappointing, probably though.
And it's where I learned that song, whatever that song is.
Higher and Higher.
Your love.
Yeah.
Lifting me higher.
It does have the Scolari brothers, and we do reference that painting guy a lot. So
Vigo. All right, everybody.
The Carpathian.
Next week, Ghostbusters 2, and then
Electric Ghostaloo.
Cogs, you got anything to promote?
Contractors that are willing to run over children to get your shopping center built. Find them, hire them, keep them help.
That's the show.
All right.
Bye.
Later.
Later, bitch.